I want to go over. I know it's still a long ways away till the season begins, but I want to go over like the Baylor soccer expectations this year under year one under Michelle Leonard from Dallas Baptist University. She does have a different staff as well because she's hired different staff than the previous staff, obviously. So it's going to be interesting with a lot of changes, and they're going to switch the their style offense and be more aggressive instead of being so defensive. Which she likes the defense. She liked the defense from what she said in the past, but they want to be more up tempo, more press and ball controlling team instead of defense, defense, defense. The other coaches are Leah Sedgwick Caffey, Cole Orgren, Maggie Scales. Maggie Scales is the director of soccer operations. The other two that I mentioned so far are assistant coaches, and volunteer assistant Cameron Carter, who is from Midway, was a Midway High School standout and played at Arkansas, and she was at UTSA. She spent 4 years there in the past. So, and I'll link all these coaches, what they've done in the past, in the description below because it's a long thing. But I will say this: they're not scared of playing some quality opponents. I mean, in the non-con, you have Minnesota and Wisconsin. Wisconsin made the NCAA tournament last year, mind you, and I know Minnesota didn't make it, but that's still a quality team. If you think about it, Florida's wasn't that great last year, but North Carolina is a powerhouse, and I know in the ACC they didn't do as well, but they're still known for winning, and they're a high-level team. That's an NCAA tournament team. I know Houston didn't make an NCAA tournament last year, but they had a winning record. Same goes for Iowa. Same goes for San Francisco. San Francisco was not a winning record team, but they were a good team. Gonzaga is September 11th on the road. San Francisco is September 8th. So, and the North Carolina and the Florida games are like in Austin, Texas. So essentially, home field advantage somewhat. But you get to play Minnesota and Wisconsin at home this year, which is huge because I don't think they're going to be used to the heat. SMU made an NCAA tournament last year, granted, and Baylor beat them at home last year. But SMU is at SMU this time. But there was only 2 teams in the NCAA tournament last year from the Big 12, which was a down year. Texas and TCU. After that, nobody made it. Not even Baylor, that was finished third in the Big 12 last year. But I hope the Big 12 is better as a whole. And Texas is at Texas this year. September 30th at 7. And then and TCU is at home as well. And Baylor beat TCU at TCU last year. Mind you, they did. When they were nationally ranked in the top 10. So, I know. But to go over some other games, like Oklahoma State's at home this year. Texas Tech's on the road. West Virginia's on the road. West Virginia only missed the postseason for the first time in a long time, over 20-something years since not making the NCAA tournament. So that team is usually in the NCAA tournament. They just had a down year. Iowa State is at Iowa State. Kansas State's at home this year. Baylor somehow tied with them last year, which I hope they don't get as many ties because you got to have wins instead of ties to make the postseason. Kansas at home as well. October 6th, and somehow they lost to Kansas last year, despite Kansas finishing so low in the Big 12. Oklahoma, they even lost to them at Oklahoma last year, but this year, first Big 12 game is at home. So I don't know what the standings is going to be, but I would assume Texas and TCU are the top two. What are my expectations for this year? Honestly, I don't really have a clue, because I could see this team being top half of the league with some of those returners back, some of them, but I could also see a transition year because of a new coaching staff and a new system. So I would say around 500. I know that's not NCAA tournament worthy, but I don't know about NCAA tournament though. That's the biggest question, because it depends how many games they win. Because, they do need to have more wins than ties. So 4 contests against NCAA tournament teams. So that's big, and they do have practice games against LSU and UTSA. So, without going too much in depth, we'll see what happens on every team. We'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting. Year one and a new coach. I don't want to set so high expectations, but at the same time, I don't want to set them too low. I'm just, whatever happens. But I do think this team will get better as the year goes on. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. It's going to be up to 400 subscribers and more by the end of this year.